What's up? Hi. I had to take that flannel off, dude. The door shut like midway through the Funker stream, and I was sweating. Guys, happy Friday. What's going on? Welcome back. We got community games on Squad. No, excuse me. Hell Let Loose tonight. So I hope you guys join me. Mom's going to hang out for a bit. Be cool, Ronnie. I'm just trying to be like you, Cougar. How you doing? What's going on, guys? Do me a favor. Tap on the like button. Drop a comment in the chat. You know the deal. You know the deal. Tyler! Thanks for hitting the member button, man. Hell yeah. What's up, guys? Sexy first comment from hours ago. I saw it, dude. I appreciate it. I do. Good Funker Show Dad. Tonight, so every so often, right? I don't think all of them are great, right? Sometimes I'm just, not presenting information in the way that I want to, or I get too chatty. I thought tonight's show was a valuable one. I'm just gonna call it what it is. I did. If you disagree, that's cool. Please do it. Disagree. That's awesome. But I thought tonight's was really good. Didn't you have a channel likes? What? What? I got my Mickey Mouse shirt on. Was a great show. Yeah, I thought it was a good one. Just came here from Funker. Nice. Great way to end the stream. Oh, with the dog, man. So Josh shot me a message on Discord and was like, "Hey, Ronnie, is war fighting Doggo does a heckin' war fighting maneuver sound like a good title?" And I was disappointed that we hadn't had a chance to use that as a title before. That video is awesome. Shout out from Maine. What's going on? Congratulations, Ronnie, on the 3rd. Sorry I missed that stream. Oh, it's all good, Merchant. Don't worry about it, dude. Yeah. Turns out, it's still going on. Happy birthday. Thanks, man. It's not my birthday, though. But thanks for being here. Everybody say hello to my beautiful wife. Hello, pretty lady. Mom's here. It's Nerf night. And that means that if you guys... well, we're not driving towards our charity PC since we already did this month. But if you do happen to send in, a new membership, which we already have one. Thank you very much, Tyler, for becoming a member. But if you do happen to send, a couple dollars in, it goes back to the stream. I stream for free, though. All right? 100% free. Let's get the game booted up here. Ding, ding. Well, Mom's here to shoot me with a Nerf gun, if you do so. Get it, Mama. No, don't do that. It's stupid. You don't want to watch it. It's real dumb. Hi, Alpha Wars. I see you. Stop it. See a Mama Fit grin while she unloads on you is worth every cent. Yo, you had me, bro. I asked all stream for the Doggo vid. Yeah, I was saving it, man. I was saving it, my dude. Is it going to be a hella loose night? Sure is, bueno. Come on in and join me. Do me a favor. Hit the like button or else you won't get any more feet pics. Like this one. Right there. Shirt is dope. I do like this shirt. I like this shirt very much, man. I got good memories in this shirt. Mama's an ace shot. She really is. I trained her well. I had nothing to do with it. All right, let's see what servers we got here for Hell Let Loose night. Wait, it's your birthday? No, it's not my fucking birthday. It's not. I'm telling you. The whole birthday thing's going to get me absolutely burned. Okay? Because one day somebody's going to send in $5 or whatever, $2. It doesn't matter. They're going to send in something out of the generosity of their heart. And they're going to say, "Hey, I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday." And then I'm going to have to say, it's not my birthday. And then I'm going to be the asshole. Yes, fuck you guys, man. You shitbags. All right, let's find what server we're getting into here. 3 LA East. That one looks pretty good. I'm not whitelisted on any of these servers, so we kind of just have to wait. Oh, it's his birthday? It's not my birthday. But you'll be an asshole with $2. Fair. $2 is $2. Then again, you know, I'm waiting on that big payout from the CIA still. Do you do EFT nights? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so we actually had EFT community night on Wednesday. Nobody showed up. It's okay, though. How's boxing coming along? Looks like you got some natural power. So this is my first time boxing. I boxed after high school. Broke my hand a couple times, both boxing and then again on deployment. And I just never really got back into it out of the general fear of breaking it again. At this juncture, this stage of my life, I'm really just training to train, right? Training for everything, anything. Doesn't matter. I'm not training to fight anybody. Just like when I go to the range, I'm not training because I feel like I'm going to have to shoot somebody the next day. I'm training just to train. You never know what's going to happen. Doug, thanks for hitting the member button. We're waiting in the queue. Sonny or Chris, thanks for the 10. Fuck. Oh, mom's not kitted up anyway. We're good. Bob, thank you for the 5. It's September, isn't it? Yeah, my birthday's in September. Tonight's stream was really good. I thought so. Dude. Do you have a Discord for the game night? Hell yeah, absolutely. Exclamation point Discord. There's a link for it right there. I watched Cody fight last week. Yes. Oh, fuck. Whoa. Hold on. Which one? Ow, fuck. Which one are you doing? Well, yeah, there's a member. There's 2 members. Okay. Well, I mean, it was 15 overall, so I feel like it was 10 and then 5. Well, Yeah, you're right. You're trying to say that there's going to be a precedent set if I start combining them. Yeah, never mind. Because I don't want the precedent to be that we that we get hit by the big one. Fuck. So a little bit of context that I shared on Wednesday. Something, and I don't want to get too deep into his business. Cody had 2 days to prepare for a featured fight, but there's also he had an immediate family member that went into the hospital. I'm not gonna dive too far down into his business, but I know that if that was me, my head's not gonna be in that game. I am not gonna be in that fight. You know what I mean? Woo! Look at that. Ooh, man. Yeah, of course my training's paying off, Mom. What does that mean? Take it like a man. No, I don't want to. Take it like the sissy I am. Oof, hope that family... I need water? Oh. I don't have any water for you, babe. Not your birthday. Cougar Tracks, thanks for the $2. Discord link in bio is broken. What about this one? That one works. Exclamation point Discord in the chat. Hit that button. Yeah, so the problem with the Discord link in the bio is the boosts. So the Discord boosts. We keep dropping back down, which is fine, right? When you boost the server, you get to have a vanity link. So it was discord.gg/thefitlocker. And then we fell below the required amount of boosts to maintain the vanity link. From Cornwall, UK, what's going on? Hope that family member's okay. Yep, turned out everything to be fine. So, and the deal with that is he actually left. Like, he departed the fight and was going home. And a series of issues kept him from being able to get home, and ultimately he just decided, you know, F it, I'll try the fight. He just wasn't in it, man. But if you go back and you watch the fight from like 0 minutes to a minute, they're throwing with each other. And his left is landing, man. He's landing that left. Explains a lot, yeah. Yeah. Scrolling back up through the chat. Just started playing Hello Loose. I'm terrible. I'm terrible too, dude. I'm terrible too. But typically I find that it's more fun if you just hit the W key and send it. Still waiting in the queue for the game here. Nothing I could do. QUE. Got tips for gut ache? Vinegar? I don't know. W, yeah. Yeah, hit the W key and just kind of send it. Cougar, thanks again for that. $2. Thanks for being here and hanging out with me, dudes. And dudettes. Whatever. What are your thoughts on Arma Reforger? I played Arma Reforger back when it was kind of first launched. Karma Cut got me a little bit engaged with it. And I had fun playing it. I mean, Arma to me, I'm a graphics guy, right? You know, I understand that the level of complexity to a game adds to the overall experience. But I play games like 3 nights a week, right? For about 2.5 to 3 hours a night. Okay, that's all the gaming that I really am able to get. And in that process, to be able to really dive in and dedicate my time against a game, which is the problem that I have with EFT nowadays, is really difficult to do. And Arma... Ow, fuck! And Arma is one of those games that you kind of have to grind. You know what I mean? To understand everything in it. Yeah, you can't just kind of simply jump into Arma and play. That's why I've kind of fallen back on Squad, and I've fallen back on Hell Let Loose, because those you can kind of just jump in and have fun. Battle Chemist, thank you for the 5 gifted, boss. Outstanding. Appreciate you very much, dude. You are great at EFT. Yeah, I've got a little bit of skill in it. That's what 4,200 hours in the game gives you, you know, and in a stupid amount of time playing that damn game. Legal boy, thank you for the 15. No, that save the beer. Did you hit yourself with that? Did it hit you in the face? Nice. That's karma, is what that is. Fuck. Do you like PUBG? I still play the game. Yeah, I enjoy PUBG quite a bit. I have almost as many hours in PUBG that I have in Tarkov. Ever played DayZ? No. I mean, I have like an hour and a half into it, something like that. She's getting headshots. I have trained her a little bit too well. Let's just put it that way. Let's get some PUBG community games. I'd be down for it. If there's like a desire to play more PUBG, I'm gonna be absolute dog shit at it nowadays. But I would love to jump back into PUBG. We could probably convince Funker to play. I would absolutely play PUBG again. She loves watching PUBG. She went with me to Vegas and watched me play. Have you ever played against a 2-time? I've been in games with him, but never kind of encountered him, if you will. Do you like Minecraft, perhaps? I actually don't like Minecraft. I don't like anything about Minecraft. I think it's boring. I'm not creative enough to like build stuff. I'm just not creative enough for it. It's not my thing. You know. He's a tough nut to crack. I could crack him. I can crack him in the nuts. I watch a lot except DCS. Yeah, I tried playing DCS. I bought the stuff for it. I got the HOTAS and the throttle. My throttle's literally sitting right next to me here. My throttle is... here's the switches on it. Behind my beer. The HOTAS is up above my head there. I just... you know, I've never been backseat gamed more than playing DCS. Speed up! Slow down! More G's. Or more speed. Less speed. Guys, I just want to learn how to turn the fucking jet. What's up, Adam? Don't be shy, chat. You want to see me quit DCS? I'd rather die over and over again against the computer than be yelled at nonstop to speed up or slow down, you know, whatever. All right, we're in. We're in. I'll give you the server info here in a second if you guys want to play with me. We're gonna run the assault class. No, we need to run support. That way we're leveling up towards the, what do you call it? Flamethrower. All right, as is usual, I take no responsibility for what the people in my squad say. Server information, 3LA US East. New players welcome. 3LA US East, right here, if you guys want to join me.
Get down! I'm shot!
Come on in.
Be hard! Cover me!
They're flying. There is a garrison down, probably northwest.
Yeah. It's west. Definitely
Or
west.
south.
They're
Oh,
already,
goodness.
Really close to point already. They're already pushing
They're
up the point, yeah.
southwest. Garrison southwest. Top track.
No, it's not new. Those are all renewals. All right. That grease gun here. I haven't used the grease gun yet. Oh, shit. Oh, that's a headshot. Oh, fuck. Headshot's two-way street, I guess. Turns out this range is two-way. All right. Let's try again. Deploy. Only 8 seconds on that. Jump, sissy. Why is my game running like crap? I might be having that issue with Precision X1 again. Where it... This is the same spot I just got bopped in the face. Let's not stand here. Oh, fuck, man. I don't think this is the gun to be holding a high position like that. What's up, Real Tech? How are you? You ever played Rising Storm? Mm-mm. No.
They have somebody watching out B.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
We're losing through the one. We need to reinforce. Never mind, we already got it.
Oh, fuck. I died on our spawn.
Tried to move it, but died on the way to move it.
Push. I'm trying. Like that gif of the little girl trying to catch the ball, but it goes right through her hands and hits her in the face. I'm trying. Come in on the Gary. I'm good. How are you? I'm always good. That's my secret. Some of the days suck, but grand scheme, it's all good. All right, let's go, boys. Come on, fellers. I want to live forever. Like, what FPS game do you prefer, CSGO? I would prefer to play CSGO than Arma 3. Oh, fuck, man. I can't get it. I can't get anything done here. I need y'all to come in and get and cover my ass. Hey, Mom. You're very pretty. Nothing yet. You're offended? That's all right. It's all right, and it's also not really my problem. And that vape pen, just not THC. It is not a THC vape pen. It is nicotine. Just nicotine stuff. Might get somebody with this 360. Mosin for 18 months at level 3. Holy wow, dude. And that doesn't even include the time on Facebook, nor any time on Twitch. Wow. Thanks for being here, boss. Listening to me complain. It's me being an Arma fanboy. Yeah, I mean, I can understand the appeal to it if you have the time to dedicate against it. Do you play horror games? Like what? Like Resident Evil? Would that count as a horror game? Probably not. No. I need to maintain some level of perception that I'm not an absolute sissy. Oh, fuck. Get out of my face, dude. Get out of my game! See that guy crossing the field right there? Right there, right there, right there. He dead. What server are you on? 3LA, US East. And don't stream snipe me, fight me for real. Don't be a punk about it. Parkour. Oh. Whoa, bro! What is everybody's favorite game to play? Don't know what that smoke just landed right there. Somebody pushing me? That'd be stupid. I'm nuts. Across the street. I'm gonna die. 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 We're good. We made it. There's guys crossing the field here. This thing moves. From a muzzle velocity perspective, this is moving at the speed of spitwads. I almost feel like there's a delay right now. Like I've got a lot of input delay, input lag. Oh, I see you, bro. 100% currently squad. The Hunter, the Call of Wild's been super relaxing. Nice. Guns of Boom. I don't even know what that is. Ghosts of Tabor. God, I've seen so much about Ghosts of Tabor. Tabor. I really need to give it a shot. Ghost Recon. Wildlands. You know, I never played Wildlands. I always wanted to. Pod, they're flanking west. Okay. Where's west? West. I will go west. Ow, bitch! What's over, boys? ALS. 3LA. Not ALS. Fuck. 3LA, top right of the screen. We're on 3LA. Q's gonna be absolute dog shit. Thank you, brother. Of course, man. Come on in. All right. Set this outpost here. Wildlands is a great game. Breakpoint you might want to skip. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't have the time. I don't have the time available to dedicate against grinding games anymore. So if it's something that has a lot of replayability without a whole lot of Stop it. No, sir. Stop. Without a whole lot of, like, learning curve, I'm way into that. Oh, there's something up here in front of me. Look at all these dead dudes up here. Let's go. Do I have smoke? No. Oh, my God. Let's go back the other way, where that wasn't happening. Escape. It's funny, it smelled just like escape. Yeah, there's dudes up there. I'm gonna lay down and we're gonna assault this position. They're behind us, guys. Hey, they're behind us. To the 305. Oh, that's the wrong button. Hey, I don't know. Top dog. Watch out. They're straight in front of us. Straight in front of us. Down 305. Well, I'm dead. Ronnie, will you premiere an ex-Navy SEAL in his 5013? Yep, I mean... Ooh, what's the mission? You know, I'm into it. Far Cry 5 still awesome? Yeah, it is. Keep your rifle by your side. That's on my workout playlist. I can hear the missus back there. It's so annoying. They'll come high. They'll look everywhere we go. When the sinners find us, we won't hide. They'll come loud and they'll come fast. We shoot. Keep your rifle by your side. We are surrounded here, boys. What happened to you, bro? Oh! There's a guy banging at us from over here. Ow, fuck. Ah. Oh, got me in the butt. Okay. Have you ever tried FNAF? What's that? What?
We suck cock.
Oh, it does it to me all the time too. I don't know. It does it to me in the middle of the Funker stream. My main screen goes black all the time. It just like blinks. Every once in a while I'll mention it, but it's, you know, 2-3 times a stream. So usually when I'm running my mouth and rambling on about something that I probably shouldn't, my screen's blinking. Tap dance. Something bit me. Come on, bro. Come on. Why are we going this way? The fight's up here. Need to be taking pumping station. All right. Five Nights at Freddy's horror game. Yeah, I've never even like heard of it. Back's itchy. I got super sunburnt out chopping wood. We had a tree cut down right at the corner of my fence, which is like a walkway to our home range. And it, I mean, it was a huge tree. So last weekend, and hopefully I'll get some more time out there this weekend, whittling away at it. I got to split it all now, and I did not put on sunscreen, and my back is peeling at this point. And the missus is one of those weird folks that likes to peel it off of you. Stop! Stop! Want me to rub some aloe on that sunburn? Don't threaten me with a good time. chainsaw rental. Yeah, I mean, it's already all cut. Now I just need to split it. I've got, you know, split and wedge and all that stuff. That's the best part. Yeah, I mean, it's still such green wood, though. The reason we had it cut down is the bottom was starting to rot out. But after the first, like, I don't know, 5 feet of it, it's very green wood. And my maul is not the heaviest maul. Let's just put it that way, and it's kind of bouncing. So I had to break out the sledge and the split and wedge. All right, we are the Germans. I'm going to join Baker Squad. Oh, no. Locked squads are so stupid. All right, we're going to run support. And we're going to run the MP40. Confirm. I'm going to spawn up there. You missed the Funker stream. Oh, you missed a good one tonight. I think it was informative. I always measure it like personally. You know what I mean? Not in how much footage we show, but do I add any value to it? And that's like a personal gauge in my brain. I have no idea. I have no idea if it's valuable, but I learned in the process of researching the footage a ton, right? And hopefully I was articulate enough, which is not always the case. Oh, it's all good, Keener. Yeah, we are taking over this server. So it's going to be 3LA East. If any of y'all crazies are in here. Try to, I don't know, put like an F530 in a tag or something so I can see or fit something to help me. I see Sick here. I know Sick. Use the Sturmgewehr. I think you ran a splitter from Home Depot might make life a bit easier. Manly ways to do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I'd rather do it the old-fashioned way. Mom took video and everything. I never posted it anywhere, though. I'm going to pass on that. My wife left me for that guy drinking from the flask on the live stream. I tried warning you. Need a link to that vid. Don't trust is one of the. It's not on the Funker site. It's the link to all the footage that we watch is always in the stream description, whether it's from the site or from primarily Twitter. It's really difficult to link to things direct from Instagram, or not Instagram. Excuse me. Instagram's kind of hard too. To go full screen, whether the desktop presentation of Instagram sucks, but Telegram is what I'm actually going for here. It's difficult to link direct to things on Telegram, especially given that I don't keep the Telegram app on that desktop. I have it on this desktop. What? Telegram is a social media app. Kind of information sharing kind of deal. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I linked to all the footage in the stream description under 99% of circumstances. So in the last hour, I normally have the stream up and scheduled no later than an hour before the stream. But from that hour that I schedule it until we go live, sometimes I'll find something extra and put it in my notes. And that doesn't make it to the stream description. It's just a function of trying to stay updated. Where even am I? What vehicle am I in? Am I in this vehicle? Oh no. my guy. What the fuck did you just do? I'm support. I don't have any grenades or anything. I'll stay right here. Strong wall.
Ronnie, you got 3 dudes.
Everybody stay quiet. I got him. I don't know how I survived. Wish I had grenades. What's up, Kurt? JD! Fuck out of here. Get out of my face. Thanks for 50 bucks, dude! Oh, shit. Damn it, Bobby. No, I'm not ready, Mama. Hold on. Wait. I can't get up there. Here we go. What'd you forget? Oh, it's dead, isn't it? Alright, 2 mag dumps. What a spot, dude. Oh my god, what a spot, guys. Oh, God. No! Ow! JD, thanks for the 50, dude! No. Please don't hurt me. Huh? Did one go down my shirt? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. No, it's in my butt. It was in my back. This spot's awesome. Let's see if we hit some bangers here. The guy way out there. Need to get us one of the recon guys up here, man. This is golden. Oh, that was dope. Did you see that? Got him. No, no. Top dog for $51, dude. Holy shit, man. Thank you for that. Fuck, man. Ouch. Damn it. That one stung. The meat smokers out of the batteries are dead. You need a long screwdriver. Top Dog, thanks for the $51, my man. Well, we're
Fire at this infantry mark. That's hill 5. Just start to fucking pound.
that one, the yellow handled one is on my workbench outside. Yeah. if you happen to go down there. All right, perfect. Thank you. Love you. Screwdrivers aren't long enough. Hey, man. Maybe it's Maybelline. Sick. Sick. Hey, shitbag.
What's up, brother?
Why don't you get up there? That spot up there is way better than down here, dude.
Alright.
You got the gun for it. Yeah, Ian, it is. It was. I was telling her when we had a cookout on the new fire pit, and oh Jesus! And I was telling her she made me one while we were out there. Yes, I would like to punish my team killer. Fuck that dude. I mean I've had like really good old fashions at you know, in Vegas. Not you really nice, and hers are just better. I don't know. It is what it is. Ronnie's got sick killed. Guys, thank you again for all the generosity here. You know, just being here is awesome. Been streaming a long time, and it means a lot. Thank you for it. Who's Alvin? I thought that was a bad guy. I almost shot him. I need to drop my munitions and stuff here. I feel like this is stupid because I don't think it helps. But I think I get points for dropping this stuff. I don't know. You start streaming professionally first or with Funker? So professionally, it all happened together. I started streaming back in 2018, met Funker in 2019, and we just kind of started playing games together over time. And then I joined the team in I joined the team in early 2021, officially. Right, I've been a member of the Funker community for, I don't know, over a decade now. And no, I didn't get the gig because of my streams. I actually got because that's not my job at Funker. My job at Funker is not the stream guy. My technical job at, fuck you, clown. My job at Funker is, I work with all of our partners, right? So anybody that we're partnered with in industry, clothing, stuff like that. I manage all those relationships. The stream is kind of a additional duty for me. It's a self-inflicted additional duty because I love it. I love doing it. I love helping to show people what we as a team are trying to do. But I got the position with Funker, which initially was very part-time, because my career has been working with partners. It's been, I mean, that's what I did for a living. Now I am full-time in that capacity. This stream, the Funker stream, this is all a part of collectively what I do for a living. Oh, interesting. Top dog. That's kind of creepy. Hey, bro, get off my porch. Why is he banging it? Just got close. There's a guy real close. I swear I just heard somebody. Oh man, it's so good. What did you do to it? What's not right? Yellow plastic handle one. The ratcheting one? Okay. I guess that screwdriver didn't work for her either. I'm gonna die. I'm running across this open field. This is what I meant by using the W key to your advantage. Otherwise known as sending it. Holy shit, how did I make it all the way up here? Yeah, guys, come on. Excited for you to go to Wax. Personius, let's talk about that. So I went to Wax. Not too long ago, I kind of made an announcement that I pulled myself from the Wax course because we are expecting our third baby. Now, not to get kind of too far down into personal details, I need to be heavily focused on making sure I'm at home with my family for this. Since I chose the RTI version... Oh, fuck. You saw that guy. Oh, come on, I killed him. Since I chose RTI, what that would have done is that would have effectively removed me for 6 months, dedicated against the study, against, you know, just essentially the accession. I am able to go back at any time. I want to get through all this. As a family, I was away for the entire pregnancy of, like, both. So, I'd actually like to be a part of that, mentally and physically. How far along is Mama? 10 weeks? 10 weeks? And thanks, Personius. Use a butter knife? No, it's... hole's real small. Thanks, AG. Appreciate that. This will be our third. No, Top Dog, don't, you know, appreciate you doing that, but the way not Facebook, excuse me, the way YouTube pays out, it's like a month later, and if it's super chats, they're going to take 30% off the top of that, so it actually won't be what you think. That's why I always kind of recommend using... That's why we use PayPal for the donation feature, is I don't want YouTube taking 30% of what you're hoping to go to charity, to a charitable effort, philanthropic. It's a big word. Some form of charitable effort. I don't want them taking 30% off the top of that. Well, thanks, Travis. How do we get to PayPal? You can use the donate feature or ! Tip. They both go to the same thing. And since we're not currently driving towards another PC for the next 10 days, that will all go back to the stream. Listen, you know, once again, I stream for free, guys. Appreciate you. What are you doing back there? Are you sure? Because a whole bunch of shit just, like, freaked out. Okay. My whole game crashed. Everything. Are we still live, at least? All right, we're still live. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, the game crashed. Yeah. Yeah, well, my game crashed. So, what I was saying is, thank you guys very much. There's absolutely no reason or need for you to send in stuff. All I can tell you is that we appreciate it. I stream for free. Like, lights are working behind you? Yeah. ! Cops. Turn music back on. It's going to take a while for me to get back into queue. I got like 8 kills. I told you to go up there, bro. There was a reason I told you to do that. Spot's dope. I just had an MP40 up there. I was basically sending in artillery with it. Does Hell Let Loose have cross-platform? I don't know. That one I don't know. Guys, thank you again for just everything. You know, all the renewals on memberships. All of it. No crossplay? Oh, okay. Notice it's named Booty Cam. That's trademarked, by the way. I will do, Top Dog. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, so I've got 2 sets of lights. I've got lights behind my granddad's flag there. And then I've got, so that's the LIFX strip. And then in the far back is the LIFX beam. Exclamation point feet. Nailed it. You likey? It's not crossplay, but it is available. Oh, okay. So you can crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation, but not with PC. I need to fire up Precision X1. Something weird's happening. Let me just make sure that like I'm not having that issue that I've been talking. Nope. Oh well. I got my power ramped up to 115% here. Let's crank that bad boy down. I got a black screen, as you can see. You know that Bakhmut has its own Batman? What are you talking about? You got a new vehicle today. What'd you get, dude? With the addition to the fire team, we're having to now figure out our second vehicle. So right now, she's in a Grand Cherokee, but it's going to be tight in there. Like if we all load in, and I'm avoiding a minivan, like real bad. I am avoiding that like the plague. I donate PCs to veterans game. Yeah. I take income that I would otherwise go back to the stream here, and we've done over $50,000 worth of that so far. What's going on with the game here? I'm gonna task kill the game. I might need to reboot the game PC. I'll let loose. Nope. I'll let go. The Wagoneer? That's spendy. She said I'm spendy. She's not even the spendy one of us. I am absolutely the fiscally irresponsible guy. Member of the family. Donations go to the Ronnie MVG fund now? No, I got in MVGs, bro. Again, I'm fiscally irresponsible. Having a minivan's like taking a backpack in Tarkov. No minivan. Let's get this man a striker. I'm into it. I'm gonna need a maintenance team because I don't know what I'm doing working on a striker. Kia Telluride. So I had a Kia, and we really liked the Kia. I drove a Stinger GT2 for a little while. At least I liked it. I liked it a lot. Tom, thanks for 20 bucks, dude. Haven't been around in a while. Been hitting the gym since March. Hell yeah. Flying paragliders. Now weather is nice. That sounds awesome. Haven't been here for the streams. How's this month's Vet PC going? We just ordered it Friday. Yeah, we nailed it on Friday, man. Wish you and Fit. Fuck. No, don't get Nerf darts in my drink, Mom. Shit. I did save the drink. Believe that. Army Pups just get the TM. The level 1 maintenance manual. It's 20, dude. All minivans need those mirror vehicle change lane detector. What? New keys are being stolen like crazy. Oh, is that the tennis ball thing? I feel like I read that. Yeah, I need to reboot my game box, guys. Something is going on with my game here. I'm going to reboot the game box. You guys aren't going to have... I'm not going to have chat here for a minute. So I'll use that opportunity to go potty and kiss the lady. And we'll be back once I finish the reboot process. Okay, enjoy this. Okay, hello. I don't have chat yet. I can't see any of your smiling faces or disgusted faces. I don't know. It could be really either of them. The more you think about it. But each time I tried launching Hello Loose, I got a black screen. Might play 3D chess or something, you know. Restore. All right, there's chat. Hello, friends. Just reading back through the chat here. I see you guys. What's up? 14-year-olds with USBs can easily steal a Kia. What's up, Beaver? Hello again, Ronnie. Bobo. What's up, man? Redbeard. Minesweeper. Do you... Why is that not installed on the PC just natively anymore? What is GG? Why is that even on my desktop? Remind me later. All right, let's see if we can get Hell Let Loose to launch again. Why are we dropping frames now? It's 9 o'clock. Fuck, man. So aggravating, dude. It's got to be something on my side here. I'm gonna start closing stuff. Let's clear that. What is this? What even is that? Creative Cloud desktop. No. How do I not have, like, keep that from running? IQs, fine. All right, so we're even back out here. All right, hello, welcome back. Your internet does this at 3 a.m. Mine does it at like 9 o'clock, like every night. Let's launch Hello Loose again. Let's get this man fiber internet. Dude, I tried. So there's fiber like 3 miles down the road. And I was like, I called him one time. I was like, how much to get it 3 miles up the road? I don't care. Like, what? Let's do it. They were like 50 grand. And I was like, okay, never mind. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a good day. Also, step on Legos the rest of your life. I do have a gig plan, but it's like a gig-ish down and like 50 up. It's not symmetrical. All All right, looks like the game's actually launching this time. Good night, Gaming Merchant. Thanks for being here for a bit, dude. All right. 3LA or whatever. That was what the server was. I do remember that, Banshee. Yeah, I'm an idiot. How was the Funker show today? I missed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good show. You know, like I tell you guys, sometimes we come over here and I'm like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Interesting. 3LA US East. I have 1,728 ping to get to that server. Tell me that's not a... Okay, now it's 31 ping. All right, I'm back in queue. Server queue is full. All right, I got to join a different server, guys. I'm trying to join Easy Company. Oh, that didn't work either. All right, let's refresh. Because we still got another hour and 15, so I want to get back in here. Hit rejoin a couple times. Okay. 3LA US East. No, each time I hit that, each time I try to get into it, it tells me the server queue is full. I'm gonna try to join this one. I only have 20 ping to get to that one. All right, we're back in the QEUE. It was the Marine Raider something. What time's the Funker stream start? Every Friday at 6 until eventually we potentially add another day back to it. What I've been considering doing is Monday and Friday. So Friday stream covers the week, if you will. Monday stream covers the weekend. You know, so the Monday stream might be a quick one, 30, 45 minutes. Here's some of the footage that was released over the weekend. Still trying to work that into the overall schedule, though. Yeah, again, trying to figure out where that fits in. You work at 24s on Mondays or Fridays? That would be dope. Okay. Anyone remember dial-up? Yeah. Yep. I remember getting kicked off of it. Can't tie up the phone line. We should all jam into a low player count server. I mean, I'm into that. Is it going to be are we going to be enough people to fill up the server? Though, you know? I'd be excited to do the PUBG community games. Mosin, I'd need your help with that if you're still out there. Like, I haven't played PUBG in a long enough time as it is. So like setting it all up and stuff. Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are trying to jump in to play Hell Let Loose tonight. We still got another hour on the stream, so. It's kids, a certain website, never know that anger or watching pics, download one row pics. Yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it, man. Looking for a sling system for my AR. Any suggestions? Absolutely. So my sling that I run, I'm a huge fan of the company and the story. So the sling that's on my Geisley, and I've been meaning to get another one, is Arbor Arms. So John and Nick. So John's story. John is a former Marine Scout sniper, and Nick is a former Ranger. Nick's sewing machine actually went with him. Nick did both jumps in Afghanistan. Like, it jumped into Afghanistan. It's pretty wild. Running Bear for $100. Holy shit, dude. Ah, fuck. Time out. I was in the middle of a story. You guys are trying to see how much of a whiny bitch I am. Ah, fuck. So Nick is a former Ranger. His sewing machine actually went with him into country as a part of like the official Connex. So these dudes have been making gear for years. Getting my Prince Nassim. Running Bear, thanks for the 100, dude. Congrats on the new Bambino. Thanks, man. Thanks, dude. Fuck. But Arbor Arms is awesome. We've been partnered with Arbor Arms for a long time. Like, that's one of the earliest kind of relationships, if you will, that after I joined the team. Nassim is a boss. Love that you know who that is. Hell yeah. So my favorite boxers. Let me tell you my favorite boxers are. My favorite boxers were Roy Jones. Currently is Lukashenko. But also Prince Nassim. Because the confidence, the movement, the style that came along with that. I've just always loved it. I've loved it. Nassim did it best. Are you guys going to watch Lukashenko fight Haney this weekend? That's going to be a good fight. All I heard was Ranger had a sewing hobby. Yeah, so Nick, he made both jumps in Afghanistan. Ranger, he's one of the founders. John is a former Marine Scout sniper. Basically, the story of the company is an actual love for gear. Not just, hey, we should start making holsters because we have a mold. Or we should start making plate carriers because we can make money. No, they actually love doing what they do. For a little while, I was thinking about getting one of their plate carriers, man. Rangers knit too? I mean, I think you'd be surprised. I used to keep a sewing kit on me. I'm not a Ranger, but if little old me had a sewing kit. Oh, we know what a whiny bitch you are. Shamans, I'm going to slap you right in the timeout. That's next after a sling is a plate carrier? Yep. So, yep. There's so many options for a plate carrier, too. We're number 2 in queue for the game. Where's your watch? Are you using a NATO strap? Yeah, I took the watch off. Yeah, it's up here. Exclamation point watch, I think. I did a little video on it. I love it. I've never been a watch guy. This is kind of my first, like, non-digital field watch, if you will. I think I have a command set up for it and everything. Smith and Bradley. Got the chance to meet those folks. They're awesome. I would always have to skip the Arbor Arms ad on the Funker app. It was disturbing. Which ad is it? Because we have quite a few. Hungry. Did you say there's steak and cheese sandwiches down there? There's 2 whole sandwiches? There's a lot of sandwiches. Sewing kits in the British Army are called housewife kits. That's interesting. can't type to save your life. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, the Lukashenko fight. He's one again. The movement is what I love about it, right? There's like, I mean, everybody has a little bit of their own style. You know what I mean? I loved watching Mayweather fight. You know, I mean, he was a very defensive guy. He always fought on the back foot purposefully. But watching him fight was like watching a chess match, dude. Love it. I like watching Canelo fight. Philly Shell's a hell of a defense. Yeah. I've got some footage of me. So my bot, I don't know why, but I tend to revert to the Philly Shell, you know, pretty quickly. And it's not by design. It's just I don't know. It's just where my hands go to protect myself. So for Thursday evening, for my training Thursday evening, the rest of the crew went up to another gym, but I didn't want to go all the way up there. So it was just me and another guy. And the way we did it is he wanted to work on his offense. I need to work on my defense. So I essentially told him, I put my mouthpiece in and I said, hit me. And you can definitely see the Prince Nassim influence in that footage. And the Philly Shell, you know. You can see who my favorite boxers are. Let's just put it that way. I just haven't published that yet. Yeah, so where I typically revert to the shell is if I'm, you know, backed up against a wall or something on the ropes, if you will. All right, we're gonna run the Sturmgewehr. What do you recommend for a full-out allergy attack? All my firearms will do squat. What? Benadryl? I don't know. Stream ending or starting? We haven't even... Neither. I had to restart my game PC. Do you have a P.O. box to send coins to? Yeah, absolutely. At the bottom of the stream description. Yep. Just find, you know, let me know that you're sending something. If I miss it in the chat, sometimes stuff will sit there. We don't check it as often as maybe we should. Problem is when we check it regularly, I mean, there doesn't end up being anything in there. But sometimes somebody will send something and I might miss it in the chat and it'll sit there for a little while, and that sucks. And I'd hate for that to happen. Oh, there's a guy right. What the fuck does he have? Oh, he had a flamethrower, didn't he? Do you need a dedicated pocket medic? Yes, jump in my backpack, dude.
Yep, thank you.
Jason, I just didn't know how to answer your fucking question. Yeah, I don't know, fucking Benadryl. On the way, boss, what's the server? We are in 1st Marine Raider Battalion. 1st MRB. I was in a different server, then my game crashed, and then it wouldn't launch, then I had to reset the game box. I don't know. I was talking about that the other week. I feel like, you know, I need to dedicate some time and energy against refreshing my equipment. The stream box is starting to get a little outdated. Some of the components are good. They're very good. A lot of them, though, are going to be circa 3 or 4 years ago with persistent daily use. You know what I mean? In some cases, heavy use, since I use the NVENC encoder. Oof. We're getting banged at from over there. Is that where we need to go? Need to go that way. Why am I even focused on this direction? Need to go that way. Oh no. Whoa, bro. Oh, no. I died, friends. So I got into a little bit of a spicy exchange today on Twitter. Posted something that I've mentioned before. It's an opinion. And that is what's interesting to me about, you know, I mean, it should be pretty clear that I'm kind of a gun guy, right? But what's interesting to me is I continue to see Ukrainian flag bio names with kind of anti-gun sentiment. And the argument that I was kind of trying to make was it's kind of stupid for you to have an anti-gun argument when there were blocks of Ukrainians waiting for a rifle to be issued to them on Russia's initial invasion. What the fuck, bro? What are you doing? And of course, the only comments I got back in a negative connotation were all Europeans. They were all Europeans, folks from like the UK. And they were like, well, you know, Ukraine's fighting off an invader. I'm like, yeah, I know. So from a preparedness perspective, I would rather not have to go through the step of everybody lining up for a rifle and just everybody just have one. You know, maybe if everybody just had a rifle, we could skip that. I'm like, well, it's different. Why? Somebody said, and I kind of held it on this. Somebody was like, well, Ukraine's not issuing rifles to solely kill children in schools. And I was like, bro, that's pretty fucked up what you just said. Who told you that anybody was doing that? I think that's one of the most interesting takes on, you know, that runs in parallel, right? There's irony in that. Like there were blocks of people lined up just for a rifle and a magazine. You avoid all that. The main argument against it was, well, you have nukes. That's a deterrent. It's like, oh, yeah, but that's not the primary. That should never ever be a primary. Like, we're gonna put all our eggs in that basket. Because under most circumstances, we're not getting invaded by fucking Zimbabwe. We're not going to be. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Those that would do that, they're gonna have their own as well. What's the likelihood that that ends up being a wash after the initial, like, whatever? I don't mean to just say, like, whatever, but you know what I'm getting at. I'm not trying to be too doom and gloom on this. I just thought it was one of the most interesting things that I had seen is the dissension to that. It kind of blew my mind. Like, what? Like, one guy even took it as like a slight to the Ukrainians. I was like, what are you talking about? I think it's kind of admirable they were all lining up for guns. That, you know, that makes a lot of sense to me. But like I've said before, people lose sight of the fact that our culture, American culture, right? You can point me to something on Twitter or on TikTok that is adverse to this. But American culture is gun culture, right? Our government reflects that. because it look at our military spending. It is what it is. It's what we are. Somewhere we lost sight of that fact. We are a nation that was founded on the back of a rifle. And we're going to be different. Plain and simple. That's okay. That's what makes America special. If you feel like America isn't special, that's okay. But we absolutely are. We are different than the rest of the world. And we're supposed to be. I just keep dying. It's the fevered gun cult. That's one of the So I think I responded to that one, and the way I responded to it is, the quote unquote fevered gun cult extends to our government. And that fevered gun cult that you're talking about is what is presently propping up the defense of Ukraine right now. And I'm not against that. Right? That's a good thing. Yeah, help them fight. It's fine. They asked for help, so we gave help. Right? But that focus, that intent focus on arms and armor and the capability to defend oneself from an overwhelming power, that's what differentiates us. So the best example of the necessity of that is Russia's invasion of Ukraine, an overwhelming power, right? Now, the other kind of mushy arguments was, well, the AK wouldn't have stopped Putin from invading. Yeah, but it might have made it more of a pain in his ass. Kind of plainly put. If you don't think a bunch of folks in flip-flops with AKs can make life a pain in the ass, I don't think you've been paying attention to the majority of the wars in the late 1900s. Because it's literally all of them. Blanos, I'm on 1st MRB, 1st Marine Raider Battalion. Is it wrong for me to think we should just let them duke it out in Ukraine? We have enough problems in our own country. It's not wrong of you to think that, in my mind, right? It's not wrong at all. However, I will pose the following kind of. This isn't factual, right? This is just how I personally internalize it. The world is not as small as it used to be, logically, right? To where the things that happen in Europe and elsewhere have no impact on our way of life at home. The freedoms that we enjoy are absolutely impacted by things that happen globally, right? The amount of reliance that we have on foreign trade partners, the amount of reliance that we have on so much is wholly dependent, or, our way of life is wholly dependent upon more than just what happens internally to the United States. How does Ukraine fit into all that? Well, first and foremost, allowing Putin to just invade and annex a territory. So people draw correlations to, well, the U.S. invaded Iraq. We didn't annex Iraq. We didn't say, this is now ours. We went in there, we slapped some folks around because, again, we were founded with a rifle. And we, for better or worse, have taken just about every opportunity to slap some folks around externally. Again, for better or worse, I'm not defending that. We invaded Iraq, and we subsequently fought in Iraq, and we might still have, some modicum of a presence, but it's not our nation. It's not our territory. We did not claim, this is now mine. We did the same in Afghanistan, same in Yemen, Syria,
Tank moving in
Africa.
North, on main road, on my ping.
We're doing those things solely for hegemony. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not. Right. But that's where people kind of fall off of the correlations. They don't truly understand the differentiation between the two. So you're not wrong in thinking we should kind of just let them deal with their own problems. But what happens when Russia sets the precedent that we don't want Russia to move west any more than Russia wants us to move east.
Ping is active. He's on my ping right now.
Okay. Russia's moving west. So what do we do for that? We can put boots on ground, which is not advisable, or we can essentially enact a proxy war, which is what this is. So that is one narrative that the Russians have that is accurate, because ultimately it's for what? I mean, under most circumstances and most definitions, a proxy war needs to be instigated by the larger party, in this case, the United States. But if it's for the sole purpose of destabilizing the adversary, which in this case, to a certain perspective, it is, depending upon how you look at it. You could say that it's for the defense of Ukraine, but you got to think about what they're probably thinking or discussing behind the scenes. It is a proxy. It is what it is. Ultimately, the question becomes, is this valuable to my way of life as an American? And that's kind of subjective. Depends on how you look at it. Do you believe that... Is that a guy right fucking there? Hold on. Yeah, what fuck? Do you believe that Russia advancing further west, taking over 40%, something like 40% of the world's grain, something like that, controlling trade routes on the Black Sea all the way out to the Med and the Atlantic, do you think that has an impact on our way of life? Anon Dodge. Doge. That's kind of exactly where I was going. All right, Russia's already proven that they'll shut off grain. They did that. They shut it off. They were like, no, you can't have it. Can't have any grain. You're going to have to, I don't know, take it by rail. Take it by river. You know? Do you have any idea what the impact globally is when they do that? Again, I don't fly a Ukrainian flag. I don't. I tried answering it this way on the stream earlier. Not my thing. I fly one flag. But again, the things that impact our way of life here at home don't necessarily just take place here at home. Is that I just hit that dude in the head. That was a headshot. Did you hear the ding? But anyway, not to derail us from our relaxed gaming stream. No, I used to stream and believe that I could kind of separate myself from what was happening in the world. This is a place to separate your mind from the bullshit. I don't think you can really do that anymore and still kind of consider yourself connected to what's going on. I can't. And that might have happened when I started doing the Funker stream, but I don't know. Like, I get so enveloped in it now. I think we gave a little too much help, but I don't think it's wrong to help. Colin, that's interesting, right? I don't think it's been too much. I don't. But then again, I don't think it's been enough in the same respect either. One of the things that I think is difficult for people to truly see is that a lot of the aid that's been provided isn't so much in isn't so much in dollars as it is in equipment. And an overwhelming amount of that equipment that's been provided has been predominantly stuff that's sitting and not doing anything. It's not doing anything. It's not pulling from current stock. It's not pulling from combat effectiveness of line units. That's one of the things that slows down that aid. Right? So we're giving them Humvees, for example. Humvee's been replaced.
So we're giving.
Been replaced. Right? We gave them HIMARS, sure. We've given them other stuff as well, but it's an overwhelming amount of, I wouldn't say antiquated, but not the current equipment. Ronnie, how long you been doing the Funker stream? Sorry, I read that the way it was in my head. I've been doing the Funker stream now since February of 2022. Yeah, we had the Funker stream planned for launch to talk about just the latest footage, and it was always supposed to be weekly. I want to say we were targeting like March or May for it originally. And then Russia invaded Ukraine, and we were like, well, now's a better time than any to just go live. We weren't ready for it. Like, we were using this overlay for stuff rather than the overlays you're used to now.
Yo, they have a fucking...
Do you think NATO going back on their agreement in the 90s to not push their lines any further towards Russia? They didn't go back on their agreement. So in 2008, there was a vote, and Ukraine was denied. They weren't going to make their way into NATO. Like that didn't change. Russia went back on their agreements as well. Right, you know, so again, we end up there ends up being this hyper focus, especially in conservative circles. Right, we might pause for a second. There ends up being this hyper focus, especially in conservative circles, where we focus on, you know, a lot of the agreements that the United States made that supposedly we went back on. Russia went back on some of their agreements as well. They went back on Minsk. And they also went back on their own agreement in the Budapest Memorandum. It's the situation is so much more complex than do you support one or the other? Like that. I mean, that's one of the only things that's really true in my mind. But where people kind of get a little mixed up with me is because generally speaking, I support Ukraine's overall success. I get lumped into this category of, you know, some kind of a Democrat believer of things that the government says, you know, CIA propagandist. That ultimately just comes from research and time. That's it. Yes, but NATO lines were originally in East Germany. Yeah, sure. But I mean, the agreements to not expand any further west were long after that. Right? And the same thing would apply to Russia advancing west. So Russia advancing west in Ukraine, you think we wouldn't want to stop that? Listen, it's Russia's comments as the United States is the end state enemy, right? When I say that Russia is an adversary at best, what I'm getting at is I'm just being conservative about what I'm trying to say. Russia has stated overtly that the United States is the ultimate enemy. Overtly. Their politicians have stated that. Their media has stated that. There's a level of acceptance that you just have to understand. This is a nation, a political apparatus, a military apparatus that does not think of us as a potential ally.
I still think they have some people up to the north.
You know, it's not as simple as, you know, Ukraine is corrupt, so we can't support them. What's this guy doing? Or Russia, what the fuck? Or, you know, Russia is bad, we should hate him. It's really not that simple. It's not. Where's the Chevys with inflatable Minuteman 3s inscribed with no Moscow on them? I have no idea what you're talking about. For decades, yeah. I mean, that's not new, right? Somehow we've kind of, and even when it comes to like propaganda, you know what I mean? Somehow we've lost sight of the fact that there's a historical precedent of Russia lying about what takes place during war, right? They've done it since World War II. You know, that's just as far back as I feel like going right now. So when you see things like, I don't know, casualty numbers, and you think to yourself, there's no way that Ukraine has killed X amount of casualties. There's a higher likelihood that Ukraine is closer. I'm not saying they're accurate. That Ukraine is closer than what Russia is putting out. And there's a historical precedent for that. It is what it is, man. You know, it's not about believing what the government says. Use history as an example. Her Bakhmut's fallen. To a certain extent it has. I mean, the last that I had read is there was like a little, you know, quarter, I don't know, kilometer squared worth of area where Bakhmut proper was still occupied. But even still, the flanks of Bakhmut are being taken back. I'm still feeling the pain of that $60 PPSH ad on Twitter. Tell me about it. You know, again, I take a lot of shit for, generally speaking, being a more conservative individual with having some level of support of Ukraine. I said some level. I'm choosing my words wisely here. But it's not based on anybody else's opinion than my own. Right? Welcome to Ronnie's stream, where we talk about Funko 530 content. Love talking about work when I'm not at work too. I have found since working for myself that there is no stop to work. Don't let it get to you. Oh no, I'm good, dude. It kind of comes with the territory, right? You know, don't worry about it. I'm very conservative. I think we should be sending a lot more. Yeah, so I don't, you know, personally kind of identify as either a Democrat nor a Republican. Right? I actually vote along Second Amendment lines. You know, I've said that before. It is what it is. You know, you could be a staunch Democrat, but say something, and they never would, but say something akin to, you know, the Second Amendment is a necessity. It's something that I will respect and defend. I don't know. You could have a strong stance on the freedoms of the Second Amendment as a Democrat, and I'm probably going to vote for you. Because the way I look at it, the way I look at that is, if somebody is keeping you from exercising your First Amendment right, or let's say your Fourth Amendment right, what are you going to do? Hold a picket sign to take that right back? No, you're going to grab a gun. You know why you're going to grab a gun? Because you have the right to do so, as put forth by the Second Amendment. It's literally the only amendment that defends every other right. Now we're getting kind of way off target of like, I don't know, I feel like I say that every time we end up in some kind of a war political conversation on this stream, but I don't know, maybe it is the gaming and stupid takes on politics from Ronnie stream. I don't know. Now I've also been critical, right? So nobody points at the times that we're critical of Ukraine or even of our own government. They don't. You know, they'll claim that you're a what is it, the Russophobe. Nobody talks about the times that we call Ukraine out for mistreating their own POWs. Or the times that we call out the administration for its failures in Kabul, or its strike in Kabul of civilians. They just conveniently miss that. I don't get the fixation on the Second Amendment, like if push comes to shove, who are you going to use those arms against? The military? I don't think the drone operator cares much. Yeah, I mean, there's only so many drones though, boss. right? There's millions upon millions of firearms, right? I mean, there's a reason that they call it, what's the Schrodinger's gun, right? Is on the one hand, you'll have people saying, you know, that's a weapon of war. You shouldn't have it. It's too powerful. And on the other hand, you'll have people saying, what are you going to do with that? Fight the military? Like, well, I thought it was like this powerful, you know, wizard wand that's just going to spontaneously combust. Right? There's a reason that it was set forth. You got to look at the context of when it was written. They had been subjected by an overwhelming empire, the biggest empire the world had ever seen, and they decided to codify the fact that the people should never have to give up the ability to defend themselves, right, from any enemy, whether it be a foreign enemy or our own, or a domestic one. What do you think of the XM7? I'm a fan of it. Generally speaking, I mean, I think a lot of people kind of gave it more credit than it's due based on some of the tests that have come out. I like it, so I like it more in idea than execution so far. But I'm all about raising the baseline capability of the military to engage at more distance with more lethality. I'm into that. But yeah, I mean, the easiest way to refute that whole, you know, you're not going to be effective at all against the military is, I mean, a bunch of dudes in jammies and flip-flops gave us a whole bunch of shit in Afghanistan. They did the same in Vietnam before that. Right? This is with infinitely less capability than the military that we put on the ground. Battle of Athens, Tennessee is great. That's a great one. You know, it's really one of the only times that the civilian populace rose up against its, at the time, local government because they felt that they were being oppressed. Those are half a world away. What makes you think that it wouldn't be applicable here? You're not looking at it as, you know, a localized problem were that to come to fruition. How do you like the mod, Deuce? Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and if you mean to tell me that Appalachians and those in the Rockies aren't going to absolutely take up some form of a guerrilla warfare stance against an invading party, you're mistaken. Invade Appalachia. You're going to hear faint sounds of a banjo, and then things are going to go very poorly for you. Favorite caliber? The one at hand. I like NATO calibers only because of availability. Yeah, hopefully, Isaac. Yeah, hopefully. But again, you would come to that political arrangement solely because the simple fact that were the civilian populace to choose to rise up, it would be a big problem. I mean, there's more guns in the civilian populace than there are in the military. More small arms. So then you have the force multipliers that the military has. You're not accounting for any of the military that chooses to, you know, side with whomever decides to rise up, if you will. You're not accounting for those folks. So there would absolutely be tanks. You know, people just aren't accounting for that. They're like, well, you're going to use your AR-15 against the military. Like, don't forget about the personnel in the military that would choose not to align themselves. Fuck, dude. I don't think they belong amongst the civilian. What is they? What is they? Help me out with that. I think most conservatives don't have a fixation on guns till people can't tell us we can't have what we've always had. Yeah, not really. I mean, mine kind of sit here until it's time to go to the range, and I'll sit there and play with it all day. Pew pews? So any firearms at all? Yeah, I mean that's any American is by design supposed to have the same capabilities as its government. The government and the civilian population were not supposed to be separate whatsoever. The only differentiation was supposed to be, in my mind, this is an opinion, that they were the best of us. That's it. That's the difference. Because the people are the militia. Wilcox or Rhino mount on the new tubes. I have a Norotos Losto. Regulated militia. The right of the people. Gotta look at it in its totality. Oh, well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? So, regulated in the vernacular of the time doesn't necessarily mean regulation. It means in working order, first and foremost. But people skip over the second part, which says the right of the people. See any resolution of the violence in Mexico? The violence in Mexico? Not necessarily, unless the Mexican government asks the United States military to intervene, whom, as Americans, have an infatuation with firearms, arms, power, the ability to defend oneself, project power, in the same manner that the civilian population does. I mean, there's a reason that when there's a fight in the world, people say, will the U.S. get involved? Because we have the capability to. Because as a fundamental function or part of our culture, that's what we do.
Oh, damn. Tank on the outpost. Right in front of it.
Anyway. Yeah. I mean, I have a very, basic stance on the second, right? I think it's just fundamentally the enabler that defends all of the other freedoms that we enjoy. Violence is always going to exist. It's better to have gun violence than any other. What if I told you that that gun violence in the United States and the statistics that you're used to seeing propagated on the internet, on the mainstream media, are skewed, right? If you were to break those gun violence statistics out, and you were to take a look at inner city violence, right, gang violence, criminal violence, that's going to be included there. If you were to look at suicides, that's going to be a heavy chunk of that, right? And if somebody's going to take their own life and they have a firearm, they're going to use the firearm for it. If they're going to take their own life and they don't have a firearm, they're going to choose something else. But those aren't typically broken out in those overarching gun violence statistics, right? And what we also end up doing is we end up sensationalizing school shootings, which is terrible. Like, imagine that. Imagine having the fear and concern that your child going to get an education would ever have to worry about an active shooter situation. But let me ask you a question. Somewhere along the line, we decided that it was cool for us to defend our politicians with firearms, to defend our money with firearms, but we basically said, fuck the kids. And we put one dude there and a resource officer that may or may not choose to engage. How's that work? And they changed the mass school shooting. Yeah, isn't a mass school shooting now, by definition, like 2 or more people? Do you agree with a common sense gun reform background check? We already have background checks. Closing of gun purchase loopholes. Name one. Used to be 4, now it's 3 more. Used to be rifle ranges at schools. I know, I was on the marksmanship team. I was on my school's marksmanship team. That's how I learned to shoot. I was pretty good too. A local elementary school hired retired cops. That's dope, dude. It's awesome. Right. But somewhere, again, somewhere along the line, we lost sight of the fact that we were founded on a rifle. We are a culture that is enabled by arms and armor. Again, we project that globally. Right. But here in the United States, owning one or having one in any form or capacity is considered almost to a certain extent faux pas now. Where did we shift from that? I don't understand. Most people that talk about the quote unquote gun show loophole have never been to a gun show. An overwhelming amount of people that will talk about, the straw purchase thing, But here's also something with that. Right? Say for instance I buy a single shot 22. Single shot 22, not an overly powerful firearm. Still killed more people than any other firearm, I'd bet. And I choose to gift that to my daughter, right? And I choose to teach her to use it. And I want to ensure she's 15. Say she's 15. I want to teach her from an early age to be a responsible firearm owner. Why can't I do that as a father? Without her having to be subjected to some background check. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, so I mean, here's the deal. Fundamentally speaking, if we are all in agreement that the Second Amendment is there to fundamentally preserve the right to own arms, right? First and foremost, we have there, and most people that are arguing for gun control will say that, right? They will say that I'm a Second Amendment guy, right? Or girl, whatever. But then we start to stack these processes on top of it, right? We're missing another important part. You have to go back to the definition of a word. Or stacking these processes on top of ownership, right? Infringement. Infringement means to impede or slow or get in the way of, right? There should not be a fee as an American to own a firearm. There should not. There should not be. In my opinion, there should be ultimately any kind of nationwide list of people that own firearms, because I mean then where's your freedom there? Where is what it means to be an American? The Clinton gun reform. Help me understand that. Are you talking about the assault weapons ban? Get your car license, right? What if I told you I didn't agree with that either? It inhibits freedom of movement. You're saying that me as and I'm not one of the sovereign citizen people, because those folks are kind of weird. Well, what if I told you that registering your car, having to pay taxes on a vehicle that you already paid taxes on when you bought the damn thing every year? Yeah, I understand that you can claim it. That just reduces your tax liability. You don't get that money back unless somehow the rest of your tax liability matches up with it. Why do we do that outside of just making money off the populace? Personal property tax in Virginia is a racket. It really is. Really is. I would probably classify myself as more of a libertarian. And being a libertarian is much more property based, right? So if it's yours, if you own it, then nobody else should be able to impact whether or not you have the ability to own such property. That goes all the way back to firearm ownerships. If I own a firearm, that should not impact anybody else but me. Say, for instance, I'll give you a better example, right? What somebody might do with something 2,000 miles from me, 500 miles from me, 10 miles from me, should not inhibit my ability to exercise what rights I have as an American. It should absolutely not. It should not be my problem. Your safety is not my problem, and my safety is not your problem. That's what it means to be free, right? To be your own free individual. No, Steve, I know where I sit. I know where I sit. Won't step on my toes, I won't step on yours. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Here you still have to get a passport. Is that infringement? Not necessarily. I'm entering somebody else's nation. I don't have to get a passport. But if I want to enter somebody else's domain, somebody else's home, they say this is the requirement for you to enter my home. I'm here for that. Okay. That's the requirement you have for me entering into your home. Fine. I could live the rest of my life and never have to buy a passport. Because those places are in America. Yeah, Leon, that's a great way to put it. You have to ask permission to step on another man's boat. I get a kick out of people who complain about the laws in their state like it's a big issue for them. Why? I mean, the law. Well, from a certain perspective. Let's look at. You could look at it another way. I don't know. I'm just kind of talking out of my ass here, guys. We're having a conversation, just a bunch of dudes, or people. I should say. I don't know. There could be some ladies in the chat. I always have this assumption that we can have a conversation even with me being on this side of the camera and you not being on this side of the camera. And anyway, let's look at it a different way, right? We are a united nation of states, right? Who is it? Robert E. Lee, right? Oh God, he's going to talk about Confederate. Robert E. Lee was abhorrently against slavery. Well, where did he choose to fight? He chose to fight for the Confederates. Because his nation was Virginia. Right? Fuck the Confederate flag. No, not a fan. Big time not a fan. I'm using that as an example. Somewhere along the line, once again, we shifted away from that united collective of states. United States of America, and we got to this USA as a nation, rather than as this individual collection of communities, of sub-nations, if you will. With their own laws and their own ways of life and their own ways of doing things, right? We got away from that. Wherein, if you didn't like how Virginia did things, or if you didn't like how California did things, you could move to another state, and you could choose to abide by their law, right? Then we introduced like federal law, where it kind of transcends state law, but it kind of doesn't. And it's a federal law to still smoke weed, but the state law has said you could, so don't get pulled over by the ATF or, Again, that's not the original design. Like, it's not. Now, all of this being said, I don't have the right answer. I just work here, man. I just live here. I just live here. I have opinions and perspectives, and everybody should have opinions and perspectives on things and should be tied into at least some of the issues that they think matter to them. But to bury your head in the sand, which I have a historical precedent of doing, you know, for the first 5, 6, 7 years of my adult life, I didn't vote. You know, for even local elections, sometimes I have to be reminded to go and do so. Now they're federalizing everything. Yeah, he chose to fight for Virginia. Yeah. Right, Virginia as a nation, as his nation, chose to secede. Right. Now, the opposite end of that spectrum is the Confederacy was 100% about slavery. Like, that's it. Bunch of dickheads. Like that. At least from a leadership perspective, just choosing to secede, that was 100% why they did that. So to deny that is absolutely stupid. What happens when the rule of law goes away? Russia. Yeah, I mean, well, no, you can't really say that, right? I mean, Russia has its laws and they enforce their laws pretty heavily when they choose to do so. They also interpret their laws however they choose to interpret them. And, you know, if you... there are plenty of Americans that went there that did like a misdemeanor. What would be the equivalent of a misdemeanor? And, you know, they were tried for like treason, espionage, kind of stuff. Western Washington, Pierce County, not even a consideration for what movement? One big happy village. Does this bother folks? Does this discourse bother folks? You know what I mean? Somebody's views and perspective, it's always interesting to me. You know, these are views and perspectives that I don't share often. I don't have an overly political stance on a lot of things publicly, right? Because what I find is that instead of attacking the idea, oftentimes we you know, and I'm starting to see this even more and more on Twitter, like the guy from the British guy that's like in Ukraine right now, that somehow took me saying that Ukraine is a great example of why we need the Second Amendment. For some reason we attack people rather than their ideas. You know what I mean? I'm just reading through the chat here. Who was it? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But I made so this is what kind of started this all, and I don't know why I wanted to talk about this, but I just brought it up and then it set me off. Set me down a rant. I brought up effectively that this is just one of. This is not like the only reason. But one of the best examples of the necessity of the Second Amendment is the war in Ukraine. And what I choose to align alongside that is almost evidence is the lines of people that were waiting to pick up a rifle. I'm better equipped than probably any of Russia's mobilized troops, guys. I don't need to wait in a fucking line. Like that's kind of what I'm getting at, is the freedoms that I enjoy allow me to say that, right? And they were like, well, Ukraine doesn't have the Second Amendment. I was like, well, I don't know, maybe they should. You could have skipped a step. Like, I'm here for you, dude. Like, you could have like missed that whole part. Big difference between debate and conversation. I'm only because you're one of the few people still has a head, a conscience. I mean, there's plenty. There's plenty of people that do. You know, there's unfortunately a lot of like, it's either this or that, blue or red, black or white, 1 or 0. I flop around on shit all the time, man. As you learn more information, you change your mind on stuff. Like somebody's called me out on it before. Didn't you say one time? And I'm like, yeah, bro, people change their mind, dude. Whatever. As you learn more about things, you might feel differently. Don't adhere to a set of like values and beliefs just because you think that they're set in stone. Be open to that shit. It's not right here, but you can own firearms for self-defense in Ukraine. Hell yeah! See, and that's dope. So imagine if, as a culture, right, like you have in the United States, it's part of our culture. It's part of what makes America different. As a part of your culture, there are millions of rifles, millions of long guns, already embedded throughout the populace. You get to ass kicking a lot quicker. You do, right? Ukraine is absolutely throwing hands right now. With the second largest military in the world that gets thrown around all the time, right? Used to be second most capable military in the world, but, well. Now they're doing so being to some extent, right? Not to Orionhide. Sorry, words are hard. You're doing so with the support of the West, right? And it's that same mentality that we have, that we're going to dedicate time and energy against planning against the worst, i.e. firearms. And as technology increases, hopefully the ability to own such things propagates to the civilian populace. But you're doing so with that support. Largest standing army in the world is in U.S. military. It's civilian because of the large amount we own. Yeah, sure. That doesn't make it a right. It is absolutely a right in the United States to own arms and armor. Jason disagrees. You disagree with the right to own firearms, okay? Why? Ashley says the largest standing army in the world isn't the U.S. military, U.S. civilian. Yeah. I have Photonis Vipers. I met Photonis at SHOT Show and got to demo their stuff. And they're a really cost-effective way to get into binocular night vision. The United States is not really a standing army. I mean, the people is the militia, though. So the people that choose to be a part of that. Right? I mean, there are entire movements, better or for worse, set up around the idea that the people would theoretically be called as the militia. There are entire movements that surround that. You know, I'm not saying that they're good or they're bad, one way or another. I actually don't know enough about any of them. So it's not in its current state, but that's why it's the militia. (16-inch to 20-inch 5.56 is meta. 10 to 16-inch 7.62 is great. 12 gauge shotgun, any configuration with the right loads will handle anything. I wouldn't say anything. I do prefer a 16 to 20-inch barrel 5.56. That's why the Geisley is in 16. I would actually prefer the Geisley to be in 18, but they didn't have it in stock when I went to buy it. Then it doesn't exist as a whole, not until it would be needed. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So when it's needed, right? How do you then arm that if it already isn't armed on its own, given the rights set forth for it? See what I mean? Like it is supposed to be in working order at all times. And working order means able to be called up, right? That's the way I look at that. Again, I'm not a constitutional expert, guys. This is just a personal opinion. There'd be a rifle behind every blade of grass. Yamamoto's opinion. Yeah, but I'm under the impression that that was actually bullshit, that he never said that. It's often quoted. That makes me want to look it up really quick. It's quoted a lot, dude. Yamamoto rifle blade of grass. So this Reddit post says unsubstantiated and almost certainly bogus. So it's not that it's... No, it's just some Reddit post though. I don't know. I mean that's the premise of kind of what we're all talking about here. Sick, yeah, you and I are saying the same things. Second man was the reason Japan didn't watch stuff on mainland because the guy who led it did some each blade of grass serves a gun. Yeah, actually, that's what we're talking about. But I meant to say it's a standing army already or currently isn't exactly true. What do you mean? Militia isn't a standing army. That's why it's called a militia. I'm still in Michigan, the flamethrower, and still not even close. Yeah, so I've been playing support quite a bit, and I got my ass kicked, especially the last 35 minutes or so while I've been just running my mouth. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to alienate myself from... The problem that you have now is from all political directions. You have cancel culture, right? You do. And I mean, as someone who is trying to... Curtain getting pulled back. As someone who is trying to have a stream of some kind or some form of a, public face, there's always that concern. But one of the problems that I have is, again, we don't attack ideas, we attack people. So I'm always under the presumption that the ideas that I have, that people will be able to just have general discourse with me about them. Like say, hey, you're wrong. Here's why you're wrong. You know what I mean? Sure, we have the most firearms in the world, but we're just a bunch of civilians. Not all of them. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty well trained with my rifle. I'm not great. I'm not the best shooter in the world. I know how to run it. Just finished Funker. Looks like this is an essential part of the program. London, thank you for the $5. Ukraine doesn't have ARs. They have M16 platform. Yeah, well, the assault rifle argument is another one. Is another stupid one. Like first and foremost, the people that say, well, it's a weapon of war. Again, we talked about this. Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And the whole modern sporting rifle crowd is absolutely a problem. That's not what it is. All what it is. It is what it is. How would you describe your workout routine? CrossFit/circuit training? Weird. So I would describe my workout as lately a lot more anaerobic cardio in the form of boxing, since I've added that, with traditional lifts as well for aesthetic, right? So ultimately at this point, my goal in the gym is maintain my health first and foremost, but also look okay naked. It is what it is. Hey, that's it. So I still like my traditional lifts, your dumbbell bench presses, stuff like that. But I also try to do a lot of, VO2 max training. I want to increase my workload capacity so that I can do more, right? Now, I've started adding a lot of non-traditional training methods. Like I'll put all my shit on and I'll just go. And it ends up being like 70, 80 pounds worth of gear, right? Because what I've started to train for is the possibility that I do have to put my shit back on for a living. I don't know. And some of the most basic tasks, I mean, just walking from point A to point B. Going from here and walking over there under full load, full kit, will absolutely wreck more people than they would like to believe. The fuck? What are you doing? What's that for? Shoot me with Nerf guns again. Print shoot repeat supporter. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I'm so disconnected with a lot of other channels and, you know, creators out there. I don't even know who that is. I go full kit on the treadmill? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I've got video of doing that shit. And I take this video and stuff in the hopes that, you know, it might, I don't know, might inspire somebody to get off their ass. Right? You're under fire. Yeah. Suppress them back. I don't have a... I got no gat. I got this knife I could throw, but, you know... Rule number 1, cardio, yes. My workout is 4 6-packs a day. Kid made a Glock bong. What? Oh, I think I've seen that. Print, shoot, repeat. Yeah, the dude that's always clapping back at folks for saying his guns are gonna blow up. Yeah, I'm into it, man. Now they're called the National Guard. Who is? I have a mountain next to my house. I should climb it someday. Even if I bring some White Claws. Yeah, you should climb it. You should climb it weekly. Yep. Walk up it, walk back down. And then slowly add weight on it each time you do it. Good to hear you're pain. Sorry if it's painful for you. So here's the thing. I could take the time to sit down and script this stuff out like you see on Instagram Reels, and I could practice it a couple times, deliver it to a black and white, you know, filtered video, and, you know, share it to Instagram, and that would be a great way to do it. These ad hoc kind of things, it's just coming off it's the seat of the pants, man. You know, I'm not some intellectual sharing the secrets of the Constitution. I'm just a dude, man. Yeah, see, the National Guard is a standing army. The National Guard is not a standing army. Alexander, thanks for hitting the member button, man.
Outstanding.
I'm very fast, Mom. It was afraid to come out of the Nerf gun. That's what it is. I'm talking about the TDF of Ukraine. Okay. Yeah, so absolutely different. Yep, sure. That's something that admittedly I wish I knew a little bit more about. I'm starting to glean more through conversations with Yuri, conversations with Tuck, conversations with, you know, quite a few different folks. Is how Ukraine differentiates from its active duty versus its reserve element and components. Very different to a certain perspective. I mean, the United States doesn't have a territorial defense force. We don't have a foreign legion. Not necessarily saying we wouldn't end up having one or designating one. But in certain respects, I think it's interesting that people get hung up on, well, that guy's speaking English. That means American troops are fighting in Ukraine. Well, not necessarily. They can actually be Americans that have signed up for the Ukrainian military, just like you could be a Ukrainian with very little English skills and sign up for the United States military. That's where it really doesn't differ very much. What happened to gaming? Game crashed again. So we're just chatting. Running my mouth. Who wins? Mustard or pickles? Why not mustard and pickles on a Cuban? Would a Ronnie ever play flight simulators? I played DCS for a little while. Yeah. You're getting chickens while listening, and we've lost Mosen. Just finished the Funker stream. How'd it go, Brian? You ever do community games? We were actually tonight. Yeah, I just kept getting kicked out of the damn game. Yes, DCS is good. I mean, if I'm choosing, if you've got a spoonful of mustard in front of me and you've got a jar of pickles, I'm gonna eat the pickles before I take the spoonful of mustard. I have 5. We get more eggs than we know what to do with. With 5 chickens, they get a lot of eggs. I wish you could see how disturbed she was by me even suggesting. Yeah, we have a lot of animals as is. We have 3 cats, 2 dogs, 2 kids, and a half, sort of. Then we have me, and I'm the worst of all of them. Running him off when you back on. Gonna be Monday. See the new Starship Trooper game? I kind of read about it. I just didn't really read much. Somebody mentioned it Wednesday, actually, and I looked into it really quick. I'm getting some chickens soon. Any tips, Uncle Ronald? Yeah, don't get chickens. I mean, or do, if that's what you want to do. Chickens are a great, way to have food at the house when you need food. I wouldn't hate having chickens. Let me just put it that way. I wouldn't hate having them. I just don't feel like taking on the responsibility of caring for them. I'm a child. I make videos and talk on the internet. That's what I do. And work out. And shoot guns. That's it. That's the totality of what I do. Screw the Springfield fund. Send money for the chicken fund. Shamans, thanks for the 5. I'm so quick, Ma. This is like cat-like reflexes here. That was actually a really good slip. I'm gonna give myself credit on that one. Kind of missing Tarkov right now. Yeah, I played Wednesday, and we actually kind of tore shit up. Like, I hit this banger of a 2-piece here. Hold on, I got a video of that. I tried tweeting it earlier, but it didn't go out. Oh man, I hit an absolute banger of a 2-piece. Then I died like right after, but it's fine because the shot was dope. 18. No, when was it? 17. Is it this one? No. Hold on, I'll find it. It was a great clip. Whoever it was that got the clip, too. Ah, I found it. Yeah, watch this banger. I gotta cut this guy off. Oh, get wrecked, dudes. 2 in a row, baby. Still got it, boys. Redbeard, thanks for the 10. Get yolk, daddy. Mama, the chickens eat the bugs. Hey! She doesn't give a shit, dude. She don't care at all. That's not even an accurate, little Twitter thing anymore. No, so one of the reasons that I do like having some of these conversations is I've been considering doing more opinion related content on the vlog, and I'm interested in what you guys think of that. And that opinion related content is I'll give you a basic example. Again, I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll see the pants. But I do have a perspective on things, and I just don't know exactly whether or not to do it, right? So I've had this idea for a series in my brain. A series of videos that was almost like Firearms Ownership 101. But it was less about actually, and that's not the title of it. It's less about actually owning it and more about understanding the fundamental reasons that you should. Right? Any firearm, any weapon. But it would all essentially be almost podcasty, because it would be conversation. It would be a discussion. It would be me just explaining a thought process on things, not necessarily trying to sway anybody, but really trying to just give people more of my perspective on it. Why, when my daughter was 5, she and I were sitting there cleaning Daddy's handgun. Why she was introduced to them extremely early in her life, and that anytime she ever wants to come and touch one, she says, "Dad, can we go shooting?" She doesn't come and touch it because it's some prohibited thing that I told her she can't touch the red button on. She respects it. She understands it. Hey, there's the big girl. Whoa. Missed me. Thanks for the 5, pipe and prayer. Absolutely. I can't stop moving. What's up? Ronnie TED Talks. Oh, I don't hate that, Leon. You could add something to Tim Kennedy's podcast. I don't think I'd have really anything to add there. I'm trying to... That keeps more than enough neutrality to keep the politics out of it. Yeah, I honestly don't care about politics at all. I don't. I look at things really separate from that. I was actually... I really got to stop using Twitter. It almost made me late for the Funker stream. Another one of the things I tweeted out today was the whole Best of Us deal, right? Because in my mind, the civilian population and the United States government are not separate entities. They're not supposed to be. They were never meant to be, right? The government is not supposed to have any rights, any armament or arms, or any capabilities that the civilian populace doesn't have. They were never meant to be separated. The government was just supposed to be, from an elected perspective, right? It's just supposed to be the best of us, to make decisions on behalf of the people. And I want to say it was Lincoln that said it first. Well, the latest. And what was it? I always mix up the order of this. Of the people, by the people, for the people. By the people, of the people, for the people. I don't know. He delivered it at Gettysburg, I want to say. I know it was Lincoln. Exactly when he delivered it, I don't know. But I've never really considered them separate. And I got into this kind of almost a back and forth with someone, and it was really super interesting, because he was like, well, Private Snuffy isn't going to be the best of us. And I asked just an honest question. I said, do you consider Private Snuffy to be a representative of your government? Which in and of itself is an interesting question, because it implies that the government has representatives, not necessarily the people having representatives in the government, which is kind of backwards to the way I would understand it. Right? And his response was, Private Snuffy is absolutely a representative of the government. And I look at that very differently. I look at Private Snuffy as just a kid. Just a kid who is elected to serve as a part of the military, which is an arm of the government, which is supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people, and acting on behalf of the people. Right? Good night, Bryant. Sweet. Can we get tanks? Yeah. Absolutely. You can absolutely own a tank. You should be able to own a modern tank. The entire revolution was fought with privately owned cannon, ships, and rifles. What's your computer specs? So 2 computers. Whoa. What are you doing? Just too fast. Oh man. Oh, Redbeard, thanks for the 5. Call it ironic. Ironic, not fitting into a box. Also your personal opinions. Holy shit. Profiler for $100. By the way, what is percentage does YouTube take? 30%. Holy wow, dude. Thank you for that. I don't even remember what I was talking about. The Profiler, not a gift. You earn this. Your narration on the Funk 530 show is spot on. Keeps me coming back. Well, thank you for that, man. It's not perfect. It's always a work in progress. Little improvements. Hopefully stack up to something at its end state that I don't even know what it is yet. What percentage does YouTube take? Yeah, 30%, dude. Thank you for it. She should be clubbing you with a Nerf mace for that. Yeah, anyway, no, you should absolutely be able to own a tank. Why not? Because you might go on a rampage with it? Let me ask you a question. If you're going to be going on a rampage with it, is it the tank's fault? Is it your fault? How many mice do you have? I have technically 2 mice, but I use a program called Mouse Without Borders that allows me to switch. So here, let me give you I have like a rundown of all my equipment. I think it's a members only video, but this is my stream PC. This is what controls this screen, oddly. I don't know why I have it set up that way, but this PC controls this screen. This PC is my game PC here, this one here, which controls these 2 screens, runs my Discord, runs the game, obviously. This one mouse can go between each of them. This mouse, if I'm in game or something and I don't want an issue to happen, sometimes I'll use this mouse on this screen as well. From a specs perspective, my game PC, the one on this side over here, and I built each of them. This one is a 9900K and it's got a 3090 in it. My stream box over here is a 5700X, I think, a Ryzen. And I want to say there's a 3090 in that as well. The 3090s were all trades, like trade ups though. So this 3090 I ended up buying, I don't know, when they first came out. This one, I traded back in and like traded up to it. I don't remember exactly how I came into it, but essentially that's the backup GPU for this PC, even though that one gets just as much work as this one because I use the, what do you call it? I use NVENC. God damn it. Fuck. I'm doing great. What are you talking about? I have the same CPU cooler as the Fitstream piece. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, it's great. Ow, fuck. As soon as I stop moving. See, protect yourself at all times. 30% is high. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. One of my husband's command sergeant majors just passed away this week. Was war history, bro. Pretty sure if you had ever met him, you would have hour-long talks. So, as much as I kind of consider myself up, until you start researching history, you truly don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? Like once upon a time, I thought I was a war history buff. And then I met some folks that are like really, really into it. And I'm like, wow, dude, I don't know anything. Daughter's in here. Constitutional. Nice airsoft rocket launcher. That one? Well, I mean, once upon a time, that had a rocket in it. I don't know. It doesn't have a rocket in it anymore, but it did at one time. Have you looked at Hardcore History yet? Yep. Dan Carlin? Yeah. I'm still trying to get through the most recent one, actually. The Aesir. Fantastic, dude. I'm so happy you guys turned me on to that. I'm interested in what makes the CIA and NSA unconstitutional, though. How cool would it be that AT4 on the wall ended up being the one you missed with? I mean, a 1 in a billion shot. I don't know, million shot, but I would hate it. I would hate it because it was hot shit that I got to shoot the only live round we had. I fucking missed it. Third ever what? Directed? Directed. What is a directed drawing? Oh, you watch a video on. But what is it? What does it mean to do a directed drawing? They have a standing army while being a direct part of the government. The NSA doesn't have a standing army. They have like security guards. This is, yeah. I think it's great, baby. God. NSA doesn't have a standing army. Who told you the NSA had a standing army? Oh, let me, Orion-eyed. Let me be very clear about something. I don't give a shit. I don't give a crap. What you did in the military. Outside of your profession, that does not give you any expertise. My favorite are the veterans that say, as a vet. And on the subject of firearms. Like, no. Stop it. I don't care what you did in the military either. Does not matter to me. My daughters do those? What is it? Sean Ryan is awesome. I got really into Sean. I only recently got into Sean's show when Kyle was on there, because he shared with me that he was going to be on there, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll watch it. And I started watching, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is amazing stuff. Yeah, Steve, I'm still interested in the standing army thing. What does Sean Ryan do? History stuff? No, everything. You need to go watch it. Go watch it. Huge fan of his stuff. You know, I'd love to, you know, kind of congratulate him on bringing that out. What's it on YouTube? I'm putting that together. You know what I mean? He put out something recently about being a small team. It's him plus 5, and I can absolutely empathize with him. When we were doing the stream 5 days a week, just trying to cover footage that was out there, and it's just me. You know, the guys are obviously blogging it, so that's extremely helpful in collating it. But setting up the stream, production, all of it's just me, and I can understand the reticence to kind of take things even bigger than they already are. I'm excited to see that he is adding potentially an additional second to kind of keep his objective listener type perspective on things. He's a fantastic listener, which is what I love about it so much. He allows his guests to be the content, and it's so awesome to see. Like I've got a couple kind of interviews ourselves lined up, and I mean, I'm not afraid to admit where I take inspiration from. I take a lot of inspiration from him, even in the communication that I have with them, which is something in my interview style I'm still working on. I shared with them, I was like, hey, the design of this is not for me to be speaking. It's ultimately for you to drive the conversation. I'll do my best, to key off of you on certain things, but it's really about giving you a platform to tell your story. I might be mistaken on the NSA part, but CIA does have a standing army. Yeah, I can't really argue with you on the CIA thing, and its paramilitary capabilities. I can absolutely argue with you on the NSA part because I was there. I was assigned to Cyber Command at the time, but we were co-located with NSA. So that's on my website. I'm able to say that. I used to get made fun of for being hooked on the History Channel. Now it's like Oak Island Season 12 stuff, but I had great shows back in the day. I'm working on changing that, bro. I'm trying. Just nothing I can do. Sean Ryan can get anyone to open up. Yeah, because he basically just waits for you to share, right? And when he engages, it's really just drawing additional information. Right, it's not to add to the information, it's to draw more of it. It's fantastic. I love him. Yeah. So do you think the CIA is necessary despite its lack of constitutionality? To a certain perspective, yeah. Right. I'm not one of those. I think that there are necessary evils as a nation, right? One of those necessary evils is playing in the shadows. And one of the problems that I have is kind of the open book of authorities, especially with like the implementation of the Patriot Act, for example, where intelligence agencies kind of just do what they want under the guise of national security. Right, there need to be boundaries around that, and exactly how to do that I don't have the right answer for. But the shadows are absolutely a necessary place to play. So if we don't have the CIA, if we don't have the ability to play in the shadows, and all of our adversarial peers are doing so, a question for you is, are we forcefully putting ourselves behind the curve? %30 sucks. How about a P.O. Box Rings? Oh, Profiler, you don't have to do that, boss. I appreciate that very much, my man. Yeah. Your generosity is just greatly appreciated, dude. I wish I had a better way to say that. I don't know. I appreciate you. Like, for instance, if we said to ourselves, okay, the CIA, since you technically operate a paramilitary force, which could be construed as a standing military, which is unconstitutional, we're going to shut you down entirely. They are literally the counter agency, but one of the main missions that they are employed against is countering foreign intelligence entities, FIE. Right? I spent some time doing, denial, deception, those kinds of things. So if we don't have an organization aligned against that mission, then effectively everybody else that's playing in the shadows is just running willy-nilly. They're just doing whatever the fuck they want. There are a couple federal organizations that we could do without. ATF is one of them. I'm not a big fan of the ATF. Right? I've been a part of enough three letters that I can understand their foundational missions. It's where their authorities get expanded beyond the scope of what their initial design was that is the problem. right? And that's ultimately all they're going to be seen as now. You know, you're going to see, you can understand the necessity of the NSA, for example, and being able to decipher and collect things like signals intelligence for intelligence value on our adversaries. But then you see their authorities get expanded beyond that capability, and that's where things start to get weird. Same thing applies to DHS, right? I'm actually, you know, as a consultant with my contracting agency, still aligned under a DHS federal agency. I don't do any work for them anymore, but if they do bring me back, that's where I would be aligned. Some of their authorities that have been expanded are interesting, right? London, thank you for the $5. Oh, that got me right in the back of the damn head. Ah. USPS? No, ATF needs to go. Yeah, or at least take the F out of there. What is that doing? Should be a corner store. It's an opinion. IRS, remember IRS was like going after Al Capone, now you're associated with death. Yeah, so I mean, there's the fundamental application for the Internal Revenue Service. We as a nation need to have revenue management, right? We do. But didn't the IRS just like hire 80,000 like federal agents or something, like armed agents? Why does the Internal Revenue Service need people that can go door to door? That doesn't make sense. Auditors? Why the fuck? Why do the auditors need to be armed? You know? Sometimes we need to play in the darkness to stay ahead. Yeah, and that goes all the way back to like the leaks, the big leaks that happened, right? We talked about that when they all happened. It's like there are absolutely things that should remain classified because we need to protect the sources and methods with which we are collecting that information to maintain some modicum of an edge, whether you believe that there is an edge or not. FedEx isn't a federal agency, though. But yeah, they do punt packages every time. I had a PC that we ordered, one of the Fit PCs that arrived like way messed up. Like it was bad, dude. I think a good question is, where do we draw the line? Great question. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't have the answers to this stuff. You know, I mean, most folks that have been a part of some of these agencies will have different perspectives on things, right? So, you know, I've been a part of these as just a contractor doing my function. You know what I mean? I've never been a federal employee. Never. Outside of just being in the military. Right? You can consider that to a certain perspective, a federal employee, but technically it's not, right? The military is it's an arm of the government, not a GS. But you're going to have the majority of the people that you will watch on YouTube, that you'll watch on these shows, they're going to have origins in some of these agencies. And a lot of us, you know, myself included, are a little bit disenfranchised with it. You know what I mean? Well, we still understand the necessity of them at their original design, at their foundational level. The necessity of the FBI, for example, it's there. There's a necessity to have the FBI to defeat organized crime. Right. That's what it was made for. That's there. That's why it's there. You know what I mean? There's a necessity to have the CIA, its authorities and the things it's been authorized to do. That's a different story. I don't know. Sick. I don't know Because when you take firearms away, alcohol and tobacco is like, you know, I feel like, what? It's already regulated. You know, I feel like you could shift that mission elsewhere. IRS agents need to be armed because of the unpredictability of their law enforcement responsibilities. Why does the IRS have law enforcement why does the IRS have enforcement responsibilities, though? Yeah, okay. All right, confused American. You and I are saying the same thing then. If I'm not mistaken, the Secret Service was originally the folks that had the counterfeit mission. I could be totally off with that. But counterfeiting, if I'm not mistaken, was originally Secret Service. Yes, Secret Service goes after counterfeit. Okay. I should just call the cops. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah, dial 911. The head of IRS testified once that income tax was optional. This is the last thing I'll leave you guys with. And for those that... Thanks for hanging out with me during all this conversation. It's actually helpful for me to gauge certain things. But a buddy of mine, somebody that I met over the last couple years, prominent gun tuber, very vocal on a lot of issues, but has a very solid understanding on the business aspects to running your own business, right? There is a way that you can pay yourself out of, and you got to jump through a bunch of legal loopholes, you got to fill out a bunch of paperwork, you got to pay a bunch of money. But you can pay yourself out of ever having to pay in any form of tax ever again. Local, state, federal. He's done it. He's got this piece of paper that he is able to essentially say, I don't owe you any tax. I think the only exception to that is like sales tax, right? Like you can't go to Walmart and be like, hey, I don't owe you tax on that TV, shithead. But somehow there is a way that you can like pay a bunch of money and never have to pay taxes again. And he did it. And I still don't know how he did it. What about the counterfeit alcohol, though? It could be poisonous. So that starts to get down into this weird, like, gray area, right? Where it's necessary to have mom and dad tell you what's good for you and what isn't. Right? There's a level of security. What was the quote from Reagan? You give up, some level of freedom for a false sense of security, something like that, right? You just enact the law, and if somebody gets hurt because somebody's not, going by the law, you call the cops. What song you played at the beginning of the Funker 530 stream today? I like it. That song is called State of Dystopia. It's the one I'll leave you guys with. It's that one right there. Bottled in Bond. Hell yeah. FDA could take that on, see what I mean? Yeah, Orion, that's kind of what I'm getting at, is like, what? Why is it there? I think this is what we played to open the live stream. It was on my skin. Anyway, yeah, I'd be super interested in finding out how to pay out of ever having to pay taxes again. That'd be dope. I'm going to bed. Well, I'm going to go down in front of the couch and eat my dinner. I haven't had dinner yet. And the stream went over. That's okay, because we're having a good conversation. And again, this isn't me sitting here kind of preaching at you, because I have no idea what I'm fucking talking about. It's an opinion. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably why I haven't kind of branched into doing any of that kind of content, especially on the Funker platform. I don't think it fits on the Funker platform. And, you know, on my own stuff is I prefer to have a conversation rather than me just lay out a video. You know what I mean? I'd like to interact with folks about it. Maybe some of these streams, some of these discussion streams, instead of redirecting folks here, we'll redirect over to the gun vlog, the Ronnie Off Target channel. I don't know, man. You know, I do need to start focusing a little bit more intently on how I structure what it is that I do and the videos that I make, because I just want to have a little bit of purpose behind it all. I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for engaging. Thank you for all the support tonight, guys. You know, the only way to put it is generosity. A lot. And I appreciate it very much. London, Profiler, Redbeard, Pipe and Prayer, Redbeard again, Shamans, London, Running Bear, Tom, Top Dog, JD. Holy crap, guys. Thank you so much. But good night. Oh, like boy? Big Boy. Oh, it's Big Boy. The 13 screwed me up. Big Boy, thanks very much for that 15. Good night. We'll see you guys all Monday, and I appreciate you very much. Enjoy your weekend. Wear your seatbelt. Don't run with scissors unless you're chasing a man with a ponytail, and drink your milk. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night, ladies.
Good night.